Hi, this is Nick here at OnlyFabs, and today my guest is a special certain someone. He's Erik, and he's third on the leaderboards. Every now and then I'm looking to the other side of my screen. Road to Nationals is happening. Everybody's now finally getting excited to play Classic Constructed. I always said, yeah, there's no point in playing it because there's no competitive format. It was all the way skirmish. Small introduction to Erik. He actually played, I believe now, only played Blitz. A couple of games of Classic Constructed, even competitively. And he's been playing for 2, maybe 3 months. His 90-day XP is even the same as his lifetime experience. So, I wanted to do an interview with you because you are now also on the journey to discover how Classic Constructed and how the deck building will be going for you.
Yeah, I'm very excited to try the new format. It's been a lot of fun playing Blitz, but I think CC has some promises that might be even better.
Yeah, you actually mentioned it because now it actually matters what you pitch because now you actually get to the late game where you can actually see what's on the bottom of your deck again, right?
Yeah, exactly. I've only played a couple of games so far, but I already noticed that if you only pitch for resources, then you're not getting the full picture.
Yeah, you need to actually also pitch for block. And this is just the reason, okay, this will be a bit focused on how to build a deck, but also revolve around Rhinar because you are exclusively playing Rhinar.
Yes. I tried all the heroes at the start for maybe one game, but I really love Rhinar, so there's... I don't think I'll play anything else, maybe ever.
Yeah, okay, but till Kingdom comes.
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Okay, but we chose a hero and then we use this patented wheel technique, which will solve all your deck building problems. And actually the reason why I wanted to start this is because I had to get a baseline in there somewhere for myself. I've only built Blitz decks myself, only copy-pasted the Classic Constructed decks, and yeah, I get no idea what's the sideboard, what's the core, so I wrote down these questions. Oh, dang. Okay, sorry. Yeah, well, there's a white border at the top of the screen. I don't do video editing, and one take is the best take. So, the wheel technique is what's my game plan, how to execute my game plan, equipment, what's the core, what's the site. It's a horribly forced acronym, but I discussed it with Erik and he kind of agreed, well, this at least gives you a view on what to play. So, let's jump into the first one. Why don't you fire it off with what's your game plan for Classic Constructed?
So my plan is going to be most turns I want to just use the Romping Club because I think it's a really good weapon, swinging for 4 for 2 resources.
Mm-hmm.
So you either have to probably use 2 cards to block that or leak damage.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the same time I want to put some certain cards into Arsenal to set up a good 5-turn hand. Or 5-card hand, I should say. Not 5 turns.
Yeah, that's... we'll get to that one later, but you want to have enough... That's how do you execute the game plan. That's enough yellows to pitch for your Romping Clubs, right? So, we got here, it's going to be compared to Blitz, but you need time to set up. But how do you execute the plan? Is have enough yellows in the decks. So this will be...
Yeah. And a lot of 3 blocks to get the time.
Yeah. Although it will be different, of course, with comparison to Blitz because you have 40 life, but still, I'm curious how it will go. And you need to have a plan and test it, of course, but you need a plan to test even something. But then your big plan... It's the triple intimidate. Yeah, oh shit! I forgot. You can see what I'm displaying on my screen. Sorry.
No, I can't see the slide.
Yeah, but we made the slides together, so he has a basic knowledge of what's on the slide. But then, how do you execute the game plan? It's when you do the triple intimidate setup with the Raging Beatdown, best from Arsenal.
Exactly, yeah. So ideally, it would even be quadruple intimidate, I guess, but it's not always possible. Just to make sure that the badging beatdowns hit, like their damage.
Oh yeah, knock out the Arsenal
3 or
slot
4
as well.
intimidate, yeah.
Yeah. So sometimes it happens, and then you play it on an Alpha Rampage, and you're just all smiles, right?
Yeah, exactly. Then you see your opponent thinking, "Wow, I can't block. What am I supposed to do?"
So everything will actually that's pretty cool, because the card that the deck revolves around is the same for Blitz, and you just play that rainbow, right? Because of the effect itself of the intimidate. And do you play that other card that also buffs the attack, but you need to discard?
I don't have any other bellows, no. I think Primeval Bellow is the one you did that discards has a cost, but I don't have them.
No. So there's no other ways you're going to buff that attack. It's not like, oh, I might try Plunder Run or something.
No, I don't think so. I think they would just get in the way too much of needing yellows and needing sixes.
See, and this is actually, we didn't practice this, but this clearly shows that Erik has a plan on how to build this deck, because he knows how to, how he wants to play out his turns. So he wants to set up, mostly hit with Romping Club, but in the end he wants to do this big, large setup with a card from Arsenal. And this is where choosing which cards you play and don't play help. So equipment, because you need to force the E in the acronym, so we talk about it now. We discussed that it's like basically it's 4+1, and then for the rest treat it like your sideboard. So you had like one rune blade for Viserai, no rune equipment.
Yeah, we need one no rune, one definitely for all the rune chants. And then we have Skullhorn, which is a great brute card for Arcane Barrier 2. Yeah. So I think we're covered for the arcane damage with that.
Yeah, so basically the Kano Respect is just Skullhorn, right?
Yeah, definitely.
It's now popping up in the screen. So for your core, yeah, we discussed the game plan, and now we're going to the core. For Rhinar, that's a blitz deck times 1.5, right? Because you want all the Bragings and all the yellow sixes.
Yeah, almost all the cards that are good in blitz are also good for CC, I think. So definitely 9 raging beatdowns, and then lots of 6 attacks. And then I guess the specializations like Sand Sketch Plan, Bloodrush Bellow for sure.
Yeah, and the good Majestics, right?
Yeah, there's Alpha Rampage, of course, which is really good. And yeah, Bloodrush Bellow is the other Majestic.
Yeah. Beast Within also, you're gonna, if if Crucible hits?
Yeah, end of the month, hopefully, yeah. I think maybe not 3, but definitely 3 Massacre as well from Crucible.
Yeah, definitely. So that will be just, they will add to the game plan. It's just cards that you're missing currently because of the lack of Crucible. But are there any one-offs that you might just want to try? It's like tear limb from limb. We discussed that briefly during our game.
Yeah, so it has pretty big downsides that you cannot block, and also that it can miss. Like if you don't discard a 6, then it just didn't do anything. Yeah. But I think we don't have that many blues that are good. And tear limb from limb can be a really big threat later in the game. So maybe one of that, or maybe Rouse the Ancients.
Arouse.
Then you have to play some more 7 attacks instead of 6. But that's another card that's blue, and that could also...
Doesn't it block for 2?
Yeah, it blocks for 2.
Yeah, okay. So that is sort of detrimental to your game plan of saying, yeah, I just want to block and keep my life total as high as total and set up for those turns. Yeah.
You can keep it as the one card that you use to swing weapon, but still 2 block is not great.
Nah. Yeah, and 0 block is But Darling full name is terrible. But so actually the core is pretty settled, but then it's going more to the sideboard, and this is also which we discussed, where you just want to shore up the impossible matchups, right? So it's you will lose some matchups or auto losses, but Classic Constructed gives you the possibility to shore up those matches. For me, it's mostly defense reactions. That's also what we discussed, and then you had some dominate protection IDs.
Yeah, exactly. So I think against most heroes, you don't really want to have defense reactions because they will just get in the way of discarding sixes.
Mm-hmm.
You can't play them during your turn either, so there's the only way you can get them out of your hand when it's your turn is to pitch with them. But against Dorinthia, for example, you just need them, I think. So that's part of the sideboard. And then I think Bravo is the biggest problem, probably. So that's why some space for dominate protection, like rally the rearguard, would be good.
Yeah, and reinforce the line. That's something we'll have to test. I never tested it before, but it's a card that I had my eye on, just for this specific reason, because it's 3 cards, but it does block for 9 with 1 card, and it doesn't cost you anything. It's 0. So
it blocks 6 with 2 cards, basically, right? You block with 1 attack, and then you give it +3.
The red one gives 4, but the blue and the yellow one, which you most likely play, adds 3 defense to an attack action. Reinforce one. So actually, I got it here on the screen. The red one is 4, and then it goes to 3/2. So it's interesting. You can.
Yeah, we have a lot of attacks, so it will probably always have a target when you get dominated that you have an attack to play it on.
Yeah.
So I think it could work, but we'll have to try it.
Yeah, blocking 6 at least. That's some cripplings still hit, or some crush effects still hit, but 6 is better than 3 or 4 for that matter. And the reason why Immovable isn't on this list, you had some interesting takes on that one?
Yeah, so it would help with the dominate for sure, but it costs 3 to play. And there's so many yellows that I think quite often you'll have unmovable and then no blue to go with it. Yeah. And then it's really sad.
Yeah, because now I didn't add it to the sheets, but your basically your number spreads is 15, 15, 10, and you will most likely transport that number total to Classic Constructed.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, but you won't add more blues than strictly required. You will focus mostly on having tons of yellow.
Yeah, exactly, because they can both be pitched for Romping Club, and a lot of the blues are just not that good. No. They're blue and they block 3, but they're mostly blank. There is a bunch of good ones, but that will be like the 15-ish blues that are in. Yeah. After that, I don't think there's really good options. So
at least makes for easy sideboarding, because you remove some red cards and some yellow cards and add some red cards and just keep the deck balance as a whole the same.
Yeah.
The color balance, the pitch value balance, and you might even take some extra cards from a library if Prism wants to play library against you.
Yeah,
but
or you might be able to destroy it. But
don't think Prism will be a problem for Rhinar.
Yeah, I'm not 100% confident, but I think it will be a good matchup.
Yeah, it's not just the 6s, right? It's sometimes they can do these double swings of 6 attack, or 7 attack. At least these phantasmal attacks because of those stupid slippers.
Yeah.
But that's,
there's also some ways to get action points for Rhinar, which helps a lot against the auras. So I think it just looks quite good on all accounts.
Yeah, didn't I play I played against you in the Classic Constructed, and then I had some turns where you opened with a Barraging, and then I slept at the
The Arclight Sentinel.
Yeah, Arknight Sentinel.
I had Sands Catch to get 2 action points.
Yeah. So yeah, you had enough action points to beat with Romping Club into it, but yeah, it was eating Barraging Beatdown, which you just said that it's usually important to build 2D setup. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah. Actually, if you play the beatdown and then the Arclight Sentinel comes down and you attack it, then you still have the buff for your next attack because it never resolved on the Spectra.
Yeah, that's right. You actually did that trick to me. So it's even 3 lessons from Erik here. Be reminded of that it doesn't resolve on that attack because the attack just is gone because
it's gone before it
can resolve.
Yeah.
So well, that's it. That's how you can at least approach classic constructed deck building with Rhinar. If you speak Dutch, if you want to play, leave a comment. Be gracious in defeat and humble in victory. That's at least a way to get your opponent to share some information, because after most matches here in the Blitz Monthly, we actually discuss and get some more feedback about how the deck fared, how it played, was it smooth as butter or was it clunky as hell. So hopefully anybody who's interested will leave a comment. And this one's from Erik. 3 lessons.
Yeah, let me know what you think. If you have any thoughts about the Rhinar.
Yeah. If you have any thoughts about Rhinar, be sure to leave a comment. And maybe if we in a bit of time we'll have a deck list and we'll be sure to post those in the comments. Thanks anyway.
Yeah,
Cheers.
for sure. See you.